Deputy Speaker. I'm happy to contribute to this debate, and I want to very much associate myself with the excellent speeches made by my honourable friends, the members for Ribble Valley, Peterborough and Forest of Dean, who are all absolutely right when they say that this government is committed to standing shoulder to shoulder with British farmers and ensuring that their voices are heard and their future is secured. Nowhere is this more vital than in Buckinghamshire, where farming is not just an industry but an integral part of our local identity. And it supports our economy, shapes our landscape and is woven into the fabric of our communities. Now, since I was elected in July, I've engaged closely with farmers across North Buckinghamshire, and I've been grateful to meet local agricultural and rural businesses in my constituencies, such as Boycott Farm in Stowe and Hogshaw Farm and Wildlife Park. And I thank them for welcoming me to their world. Now, these visits have reinforced my commitment to representing their interests and addressing the challenges that they face. And I've been struck this afternoon, as I've listened to speeches of them across the House, that the party opposite have been their inability to confront and defend their own record in office. Because time and time again, the previous government failed to stand up for Buckinghamshire farmers. They failed, as others have said, to spend the £358 million of the UK's agricultural budget, and that money should have gone straight in the pockets of Buckinghamshire farmers. Instead, the Conservatives left it on the table, not because it wasn't needed, but because they couldn't be bothered to make sure that the policy to replace the basic payment schemes were completed on time. This was their attitude when in office.
There's Barclay up there.
The gaps and the unanswered questions in these schemes left many farmers in my constituency in limbo and undermined their confidence and threatened their livelihoods. When in government, the opposition failed again when they negotiated trade deals with Australia and New Zealand, removing most tariffs on beef and lamb, which even the Conservative cabinet member responsible for negotiating the deal said it was a bad one. These deals have opened the floodgates to imports that threaten to undercut our domestic producers, leaving British farmers struggling to compete against lower welfare and lower cost alternatives. Madam Deputy Speaker, our farmers deserve better, and that's why this government is determined to do things differently. We've committed, as others have said, to £5 billion to the farming budget over the next 2 years, the largest investment in sustainable food production in our history, because we know that food security is national security. And in the coming year alone, £2.4 billion will go directly to supporting British farmers, ensuring that they can thrive in a rapidly changing and uncertain world. We have little time. These investments are about more than money. They represent a vision for a resilient and sustainable future. Now, on the inheritance tax point, the government's approach is balanced and fair. Just last night, the former Conservative Chancellor, Lord Clark, agreed, and I quote, "I am Team Chancellor. This was a strange exemption, which is why so many rich people buy agricultural land." He's not wrong, Madam Deputy Speaker. As others have said, in 21-22, the top 7% of the wealthiest claimants accounted for 40% of the total value of APR at a cost of £290 million for the taxpayer, as my honourable friend, the member for Rugby, said. The majority of claimants will not be affected. Couples inheriting farms can still pass up to £3 million tax-free, and any additional assets will be taxed at half the standard rate with payments spread over 10 years. Madam Deputy Speaker, this government is delivering a new deal, a square deal for farmers that includes measures to ensure that British produce is prioritised in government procurement, that farmers are not undercut by low welfare imports, and that energy costs are reduced through innovative solutions. And our farmers deserve a government that listens, supports and invests in them. And this government is committed to doing just that.
George Freeman.